NVIDIA and Marcedes Benz partnership, existing products on market and future 2027 expected, with Jetson Agx Orin, Jetson Agx Orin DriveOs. It's a NVIDIA mix, human-robots interaction with 3-core system DGX system Omniverse synthesis data pipeline and Agx Orin.
Hi, good morning. How's everyone doing? First session, so hopefully it's going to be exciting. So how many of you know about NVIDIA? All right, okay, good. So NVIDIA pioneered accelerated computing. We help companies with AI. In automotive, we personally work with pretty much all the automakers. We help transform them. And I am responsible for Gen AI in automotive, and here to talk about what we do. So when you look at automotive Gen AI use cases, it's a breadth of use cases, all the way from transforming enterprises, helping dealerships, repair shops, enhancing in-cabin experiences, self-driving, as well as helping with design and manufacturing. So there's a lot of use cases that we can help automotive companies. My colleague, Ali Khani, is going to focus on autonomous vehicles, self-driving at the keynote, main forum. Please don't miss that. And then we are going to also talk about industrial AI in another session. I'm going to focus primarily on the first two buckets that you see here, enterprise and in-vehicle. So quick fun fact here. Obviously, enterprises are shifting to AI. But there's a lot of complexities in terms of adoption. Only 1% have mature AI deployments. It's a problem, You need help there, right? And we are here to help companies, of course, with our ecosystem of partners. We are not here alone. And so I just want to make sure you're aware of that. So how does NVIDIA do it? NVIDIA helps by doing what we call an AI factory. An AI factory is essentially the compute, the software, the tools, to handle all the verticals, whether it's agentic AI, physical AI, and HPC like CAE workflows. So we have a suite of tools and platform to help you. And I'll just go into one area specifically for agentic AI. It's this journey of tools, what we call NVIDIA NeMo. And essentially it starts from data acquisition, data curation, all the way to training, inference. I don't know how much all know about the journey here, but there is guardrails, there's RAG pipeline, so you can do all sorts of fun stuff, and at a lower TCO. So that's NVIDIA's value prop here, by providing that AI factory with optimized use cases with a low TCO. So let's go into the first bucket, which is enterprise use cases, right? How do we transform companies, whether it is in here in Munich or globally? We are working with companies all the way from just setting up IT hubs within the company to help with employee efficiency, connected vehicle data, factory floors, helping with code generation and test case generation and all. And there's just a whole breadth of use cases here. I'm going to take two use cases, just quickly go over it. One, you might be familiar with V-model. It's for design and development, right? Pretty much all companies have tons of requirements. The last I talked to a customer, there's like 1 million requirements to develop a vehicle, right? So when you look at the V-model, design and development, the left side is more design, and the right side is more testing, validation, the middle is development. So how do you introduce agents into the mix? And remember, I want to make sure everyone understands the definition of an agent here. An agent is not just a bot, right? There is planning, reasoning, acting, learning as part of it, right? I can go on, but we have limited time here. But introducing the right agents in the workflow are super important. That's where you get the effective usage. And just to get requirements right is a big deal within OEMs. So we are helping many customers with the V model. Another use case, totally different, is on the factory floor. We work with the partner ServiceNow. Just an example here. But ServiceNow, this is a typical assembly line in manufacturing, where you, for example, you have a technician that that has a problem where the machines have gone down. It might take hours to find the root cause and then fix it, right? So what happens if you introduce agents into the mix where you have, let's say, a monitoring AI agent to determine where the issue is, maybe have CV, computer vision technology that's automatically detecting what's happening. Then you have a diagnostic AI agent that augments the human through a RAG pipeline. Now again, I can go into depth in terms of what RAG is, but just for sake of it, just assume a helper. A helper to the human is what you can assume as the diagnostic AI agent. And that helps the human detect and diagnose the issue very rapidly. And then the last is, a procedural and safety AI agent. Now, by the way, these are 3 examples. You can go on and on. The bottom line is the amount of savings for the customer. I pitched this to a couple of customers along with ServiceNow, and they love it. Why? Because it's cutting the resolution time from hours to minutes, and you all may know in the manufacturing field, every minute is several hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So you want to save cost for them. So this is another example. I want to shift from enterprise now to in-vehicle, which might be more relatable to many people here because people love cars, people love what's happening inside cars, right? So there's a lot of AI happening in cars, especially in China, right? China is leading the way in terms of innovation. So you're talking about personalization, multimodality, companion, sentry mode, all of that's happening. So these are some use cases that we have been working. Think of agents, what I described, agents inside the car now, acting on behalf and helping the driver of the vehicle, right? Helping with safety, helping as a companion, a personal assistance. So all of this is happening at a very rapid pace along with autonomous vehicles, right? So you combine self-driving with cool features, and all of a sudden, you have a home on wheels, right? You're sitting there, you're relaxing, you're just asking the assistant. Tesla has done a great job with Grok, right? Grok is integrated everywhere, and now it's pretty seamless. Quick example of an agent. This is more of a predictive maintenance use case, roadside assistance, but it gives you an understanding of how an agent that I described before would help inside the car. And also I wanted to show you the element of hybrid modality, hybrid agents. What is a hybrid agent? A hybrid agent is working both inside the vehicle as well as in the back end, in the cloud, right? So in this scenario, you have the driver saying that he got a flat tire, or it's automatically detected, right? And inside the car, you have ASR, TTS, and all that happening. And the orchestrator is sending it intelligently either inside locally for private data, or it's sending it to the cloud. And in the cloud, it's integrating with the repair shop's calendar, with your calendar, etc., and it's automatically finding a roadside assistant that comes to your car. Pretty simple use case if you think about it, but imagine if it happens all proactively. That's what is happening. So how does this architecture work, right? I'm going to get into a little bit of technical detail here. So how does the architecture work? You have 2 elements here, and this is where NVIDIA really helps. You have the AI factory, which could be cloud, on-prem infrastructure. How do we help companies develop agents? That's what is shown on the bottom side. And on the top, you have embedded SoCs, right? And NVIDIA does both, just to be clear. We have embedded solutions and we have data centers, right? So how do we help companies develop the agents, AI, in the cloud, in the AI factory? And then how do we bring that on the top side, where you have the ASR, the TTS flows and all, and you have agents running both in the car as well as in the cloud. This is not easy to do. Some companies have got it right. As I said, we are working with pretty much all the companies to make this a reality. Some are ahead, some are behind, but we have solutions in this diagram. You see solutions like ASR, TTS, a reasoning model. All of that are super important to get right. We provide the components. We will not provide the end product, that's up to the customer, but NVIDIA is all about providing full stack platform. The other thing is, as I said, we provide both AI factory, enterprise, and in-vehicle. So the transition or the migration from cloud to car is very seamless. Why? You must have heard the term CUDA. NVIDIA invented CUDA. That's one of our crown jewels, right? So you can see CUDA is there on both sides. So when you have a model